So you need to be a little bit more awake. How you doing? That's a lot better. So thank you so much for Netroots for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to come in, talk to you a little bit about myself and about the movement I think we all coming together should build. As you can tell a little bit from my accent, I'm an immigrant. Some people say I have a Southern accent, but that's more like Southern California accent than actually Southern accent. I am an unusual person. Unusual person in this way because I'm the first immigrant ever elected as an officer of the largest labor organization in the world, the AFL-CI. I also happen to be the first African-American male elected as one of the 3 leaders of the national AFL-CI. I am proud of that fact. But above anything else, I'm an immigrant American, an immigrant worker. You see, my story is really the story of this great country of ours. When I was a child growing up in a war-torn Ethiopia in East Africa, I was used to waking up in the morning to gunshots and going to bed hearing gunshots because of a civil war and a brutal military government. So I am one of those people at a young age who dreamt about this place called America that we read about and we imagined about. If you get up in the morning and work hard, you can make yourself to whatever you want to be. So at the age of 13, myself and 4 of my friends decided to chase our dream. And we set out to cross the African desert by foot and walked for 93 days to a refugee camp in the Sudan. I was lucky. Once I got to the Sudan, weighing all of 67 pounds, I got the opportunity, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to come to this country as a political refugee. Came into City of Angels by age 14, Los Angeles. No mom, no dad, no parents. And I made myself to who I am today. Why I'm telling you that story is because that's a story of millions and millions of immigrants, some with papers, some without, who made this country what it is. So for those of you who joined us today to tell Sheriff Arpaio, the time is up, thank you. You see, I'm also telling you that story because in this state, in the Southwest, in front of my eyes, I saw thousands of young people, just like myself, looking for that freedom and daring the heat. You know how hot it is outside. Some traveled 1,700 miles to cross over to come to this country. Some of them uprooted because of our own trade policies through CAFTA, which have made it impossible for them to live in their own countries. And when they get here, instead of accepting them as refugees, good old Americans throw rocks and tomatoes at them. Little kids, as they are being dragged away in detention buses. We can be a lot better than that. And I risk my life to come to this country to build a better life for anybody who's come to this country not to go back to the dark ages. And I'm going to die fighting for those rights. You see, we had a lot of hope in 2008. We elected President of Hope and Change, 60 senators, House full of Democrats. But somehow we failed to pass immigration reform. And 2006, I wish I go back to that day again. I was among millions of immigrants in downtown Los Angeles who were marching for their rights. That was a genuine immigrant movement, fueled by the immigrants themselves. But as we speak right now, maybe not right now, but every day in Washington, D.C., where I live now, there are good-thinking, good-willing people gathered to help immigrants. Here's the problem, what I see. Not a single immigrant is sitting amongst them to conspire with them. In order to bring real justice for migrant workers, we have to have immigrant workers inside the room, inside being part of the conversation and leading their own change. Same thing goes through the Black Lives Matter movement. We need to empower people in the inner cities and the African American community to fight for their own rights. I'm sick and tired of agents fighting for me. I want to battle my own battles. So, my time is running out. I have a lot to tell you because you are the soldiers of justice. You all know what happened in San Francisco the other day. Unfortunately, someone got killed. And got killed by an undocumented worker. The media in this country should be ashamed of themselves the way they covered that story. And as progressives, I'm going to ask you to do something from here, especially Netroots. You're the online community. Even in California, Senator Feinstein and Senator Boxer are sponsoring a legislation to outlaw sanctuary cities and safe spaces for immigrants. That should be a non-starter. We should all say no. So I'm going to ask you to take out your phones and tweet at Senator Feinstein and at Senator Boxer with the hashtag not one more hateful law, and with the hashtag not in California. When we take action, we can actually win because we have been winning in places that we have been taking action. So our movement can't be fought for and won in Washington, D.C. If we really want to build a progressive movement that delivers for progressives, we need to build it in our cities, in our towns, in our villages, and in our school boards. So thank you so much for listening to me, and I look forward to seeing you in the streets and in rallies, in the marches across this great country of ours. Thank you.